Hi, JPO here again. Time to play with some stones again. This time I'm using a water of air. First resetting the bevel on, or zeroing out the bevel on I think it's a Naniwa Hayabusa 4K. So the goal of this test was just to see if the waterware stone could manage to create a shaving edge from this 4K. So that means this is a really fine 4K for a 4K, but still you need to optimize, get the most of this stone to have a chance on a slow stone like the waterware is. Yeah, so there's nothing special about this, but just optimizing the performance at this grit level. And I'm also trying to see if I can get into problems if I mainly do half strokes on the waterware and start with heavy slurry. The waterware is a mudstone, and the slurry isn't really. It's not inert, and but it's slow, and it doesn't seem to break down that much, if any. So that means that your apex is constantly being pushed back, and and doing half strokes usually means that you risk creating a foil edge or edge issues. But if you have heavy slurry or a stone like this, in theory you should get away with a lot of half strokes without getting into problems with so burr formation or issues at the edge. Yeah, and this is the voiceover is done after the shave, so this shave was and the post shave feel was quite good. You can, however, you could still feel that there was something left from the 4K, and yeah, the shaving was a little more crisp, but still there was no post shave irritation or anything. So yeah, that just tells me that that the jump from 4K to this is probably a little too much. You probably spend a lot more time on this stone to compensate for that, but yeah, I would think that going up in grit before moving to this is probably the easiest solution, and using it more as a finishing stone. So and I also yeah, that would be further in the video. I also rehoned it after the shave, and by going back to the 4K and using as the Nine was Snow White, the 8K to before this, and I refinished the razor and shaved. So this is the round 2. I'm now 1 day has gone by, and I'm finished with the 4K again by resetting the edge and continuing or finishing on Nano Snow White 8K. So this is hopefully, or this gave slightly smoother edge than the previous edge, but yeah, so there's a little more load up on stone than I like to, but since I'm going to finish on the water of air, I'm not too concerned that this 8K is not perfect. But this 8K is a really nice stone. It's not the finest 8K out there, but the honing feel is probably one of the nicest 8Ks I have tried, and it's also quite fast. So yeah, and this time I'm also mainly doing regular rolling X strokes. The half strokes in the previous attempt didn't seem to have any adverse impact on the edge, but yeah, I don't need the extra speed that gives you, since I'm already quite refined after the 8K. So already after a few strokes, I feel that the stone is starting to grab the razor, and this is a soft stone, so if I just push through there, then I will get apex rounding and a dollar edge. So now I need to have a fairly light stroke to avoid rounding the edge too much and digging into the stone. So I'm using ONR to change the surface tension a little, and this allows me to float more on top of the stone. These water of air stones are has a really nice feedback, and yeah, it almost the shave feels almost like if you had a combination of a Kotigal and a Thuringian, or yeah, a slight slate type of stone, but it's to me it feels different than your typical slate edge, and it's a type of edge that it doesn't get overly sharp, and but still is more than sharp enough for what I like to shave with. Yeah, and it's a slow stone, so you need to put in a few laps, especially when you move to a clear stone. You need to erase some of the convexity created from the slurry. I also think you probably could go even higher up in grids before you move to this one. I think would just mean that you're just knocking down the edge a little, but I don't think you risk getting any edge breakdown that is detrimental. It's you're just pushing the edge a little back, and probably ending up somewhere where I'm at now anyway, so yeah. And I also have a water of air that is slightly harder than this one, and that seems to give a slightly more sharper edge. But as long as I keep the pressure low, then this soft stone doesn't seem to affect the sharpness that much. Yeah, and I also made a microscope small short video from the first honing part, but this is quite similar to this at the end here. But yeah, it's hard to judge just by looking at it. You need to shave with the edge, and this edge was both smooth and sharp enough. Yeah, again, these are not easy to interpret, but so you need to shave, and the post shave feel also matters. So after a few hours, you really notice that the good edge from a bad edge. So this was a success. So this is probably how I'm going to use this particular stone going forward. I think the jump from 4K is a bit high, but yeah, of course it's a personal preference of what type of edge you like, because yeah, it wasn't harsh. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching.